Are you asking the question, what is my gift to the world? Let's look at that today. Let's figure out what your gift is and how you can share it. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Okay, I was just at this amazing event. It was a conference, personal development conference, and it just blew my mind as to the caliber of people that were there, the speakers, the presentation. It was just amazing. And in one of the breakout sessions, I listened to a man who spoke about how to overcome fear. And he had us go through an exercise that would help us to figure out what fear is holding us back from living as the full expression of ourselves. And as I pondered about that, I realized that the things that were holding me back were myself, and my belief about myself, and my belief about how I will be or would be accepted. Now, this is again really vulnerable. Man, this is hard stuff. But as I realized, as I was there and I was writing these experiences down about what I needed to move and change in my life, I found that I was not living true to myself. I was holding on to these beliefs that if I was true to who I really am, that people would not accept me, that people would not love me, and that it'd hurt. Now, maybe you're in the same spot. Maybe you have these beliefs about yourself where you think you won't be accepted and you can't be who you truly feel you are inside, and so you have to hide and kind of live in fear. Well, the belief that I have had is that I can't share what I truly want to share, which is I'm a Christian. And I love sharing things about Christ, but I feel like I need to generalize what I am doing here to make it universal to anybody who believes in spirituality, anybody who believes that we're connected to a higher power. I mean, even that is like, kind of going to, that's taking a stand. It's no longer in neutral zone, but I have not gone all the way. I've not lived full out and said, look, this is who I am. I believe in Christ. Now, in telling you that, I'm not here to persuade you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to say you have to believe the way I do. But if I don't say who I am and what I believe, I don't believe I will be living as the full expression of my life. So, with that being said, I'm going to live full out now. And I hope that you will look at kind of some things in your life where you have beliefs that are holding you back, that are making you cower. Now, this breakout session was all about fear. So I want you to look at the fear that you've got in your life. Actually, look back to how you were when you were, maybe 3 or 4 years old. What did you do when you had fear? Did you cower? Did you kind of crawl into a little hole and hide under the bed and kind of live small so that you couldn't be seen, so you couldn't be found? Are you still doing it? I know I am. And how does it feel when you constrict, when you live small? That is now not how we were intended to live. We were intended to live as the full expression of ourselves. And so if you think about how you feel when you feel fear, if you start feeling constricted and tight, that's not how you want to feel. So you want to recognize those feelings of fear and figure out a way to switch it. Okay? Does that make sense to you? So as you are looking at, what can your gift to the world be, I want you to think about if there's anything that causes you fear, recognize that may be pointing you to a direction you actually need to go. Rather than hiding it from it, maybe you need to step forward and say, this is who I am, and move forward and embrace it. So I have a story for you. And it was reminded to me because I just went to this event, and in going there, I remembered when I went to my first personal development conference. It was down in Las Vegas. It was called CEO Space. And all the way down, I listened to this speaker named Brendon Burchard. And I couldn't believe it. He had millions and millions of followers, and what he was doing in all of his podcasts, because I just downloaded a whole bunch of them and listened to them over and over and over again. I just binge listened because it was like an 8-hour drive for me. And as I drove down, I listened to him and I thought, how can he possibly make a living just telling people how to have a good, wonderful life? Well, as I went to this conference, I remember feeling super self-conscious, and I was so nervous. In fact, just being there made me so nervous, I was sweating. And I sweat through my t-shirt, I sweat through my other shirt, I sweat through my sport jackets. I brought 3 sport jackets, and they all had these sweat stains. I was so nervous just being there, thinking that maybe I need to stand up and share what I know and what my gift is. So anyway, it was completely terrifying. Well, on like day 2 of this conference, I remember having lunch with a guy named David Corbin. David Corbin has become one of my mentors. I so love him. And what he did was he shared a story about himself. He was terrified to do public speaking. And in fact, but he felt like that was a direction he needed to go in order to live his purpose, to have meaning in his life. He felt it was his calling, his mission, his purpose to be a speaker. Well, it terrified him. He went to one of those Toastmasters meetings, and he was so nervous, he said he sat at the back so that if he passed out, the paramedics could get to him quickly. And as I'm talking with him at this table, he's an NSA, National Speakers Association, like lifetime member. I don't know. He's been honored for the great speaking that he's done. He was able to overcome his worries and his doubts and his fears about himself. But the story he shared with me floored me, because he said, what if he was looking around in the room and there were maybe 800 people in this room, and he said, what if somebody here was dying and needed help? And over on the wall was one of those defibrillators, is what they call them, the cha-chunk kind of things that shock people back to life. And what if you knew how to use it, but you were scared to do it? What if you were too scared to use your knowledge, to share your knowledge with other people in a way that could save their lives? And as he said that, boy, there was just something that just hit me deep to my soul, that I thought, I am not living as who I am. I am cowering, I'm hiding, I'm pretending nobody can see me, and I am not sharing my gift. So how can I do that? And for the last 4 years, I guess now, next month will be 4 years, I have been working on improving that. And I gotta tell you, I am living a lot more full out. I still find times all the time, like this weekend, where I find that I'm cowering in certain ways. But I am looking to overcome each one of those. So as you look at your life, as you think about what could your gift possibly be, what is your gift to the world? Why were you sent here? What do you have to contribute? I got to share with you, we need your gift. We need you to stand up and be the best, the full version of yourself. Whatever gift, whatever talent, whatever quality or trait that you may possess, we need you. Now you may think to yourself, I don't matter that much. I'm not a huge piece in the whole cog of whatever. You may think you're really small, but every little small piece counts. So just a couple of weeks ago, I went to do some drone shooting, and it was fall here, and I found this location that, I'd seen it the weekend before, but I had run out of batteries, and so I was charging up my batteries, and I found this location. I wanted to come back here. Well, it was a 45-minute drive to get to where I wanted to go. And I didn't have much time because I had some other commitments, but I really wanted to get it before all the leaves fell down. So I found this little tiny time slot that was available to me, and I drove up there, and I got there, and I got all ready, and I opened up my case that has my drone in it, and my batteries, and my controller, and it didn't have my batteries in there. And I had left them charging at home. And I laughed because I thought, the batteries, that's such a simple, little tiny thing. I have multiple batteries. Batteries are not a dime a dozen, but, they're plentiful. They're not unique. It's not like the lens. It's not like the drone. It's not important, right? Every piece counts, because without those batteries, or without a little flash card, the little memory cards that they record on now are like this big. Without those, the whole thing doesn't work. You can't capture the images. You can't capture the stories. Even if you feel that small, even if you feel like your life doesn't count, that you're not making that huge of a contribution, you gotta know we need you. We need you for the whole system to work. So I hope that you look at and take time to kind of reflect and think, what could my gift be? What is my purpose in life? What is my meaning? How can I contribute? What can I do to make my life matter? As you think about that, I hope you find it, and then I hope you have the courage to pursue it. Are you looking to make the world a better place? Visit me at scottwilhite.com and sign up to become an Impact Insider. I'll keep you updated on the topics and ideas that may help you become your best, true, full self.